Good morning. I have some people who have contacted me again, and in regards to cancer, of course. I'm just trying to set this up properly. I'm not used to doing all these things, but anyway. I wanted to talk about cancer. I wanted to talk about two different things. The important thing is for cancer in general, as far as what we did ourselves personally to heal our cancer. My husband got throat cancer, stage 3 throat cancer, and the only way he was diagnosed with this one, it's called HPV virus, number 16, which is the one that's most prevalent at the moment in the world. Everyone seems to be, all the men seem to be getting it. Pardon me. And he only diagnosed it once it was actually coming out the side of his neck, and he said, oh, look at this, I've got a lump. And so as soon as you've got a lump or a bump, well, then the doctor knows there's something wrong. But until then, actually, cancer's been there for years, you know. He had an earache 5 years before. He had sore throats every now and again that would come and go, and he'd take night and day pills and Aspros and, you know, and go to the doctor for his earache, and the doctor gave him antibiotics. They gave you pills for everything. The problem is the underlying cause was never treated. So cancer gradually took over. Now, why did cancer take over? Because his immune system was really, really low. My husband was eating. He wasn't overweight. We've never been overweight. We've had the same body all our lives, more or less, apart from everything hanging because we get old. But he'd go to golf every day, and he wouldn't eat properly. He'd have 5 cups of coffee in the morning, black straight coffee, which is acidic, which is bad for you in quantities. He'd go to golf, and he wouldn't take fruit. And when he'd come back, well, he'd take a piece of bread and he'd put some cheese on it. He's French, you know, or a piece of ham or whatever, and eat standing up and couldn't care. And anyway, result being his immune system just didn't hold out. It couldn't. What with the pollution in the world, what with everything that's happening in our world and all the creams that we're putting on the golf, they've got colorings in it and unhealthy things in the skin because nothing's natural anymore. The toxicity gets so overwhelming, the body is overridden by toxins from outside, what we're putting on and what we're ingesting between the pesticides and the foods and the additives and all the rest, and the preservatives. And result being the body is overwhelmed. And so when you get something like HPV, which normally should disappear out of the body within 2 years if your body is working well, if your body is actually healthy and functioning as it should be, well then your body should override the overcells growth of HPV. But it stays there, and then you get some more things on it, and some more pollution, and some more stress, and some more worry, and the body says, oh, well, I can't take this anymore. And that's it. And then you end up with cancer. And 6 months later, I got bowel cancer. Meat was quite different. I ate fairly well, but I only ate meat. And meat is bad if you have it in great quantities. You should have about 80% vegetables and fruits and only 20% of sugars and meat, and especially not refined sugar. Refined sugar feeds the cancer. So what we did is we decided not to do the radiotherapy and the chemo, because when the treatment was told us what they're going to do, they said to him, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to radiate your whole mouth and face and neck and everything 360 degrees to make sure that we can get that tumor down. Now, he had it out in his neck, but the actual primary tumor was in the back of his throat, where the tonsil was. So when they said, we're going to have to radiate it, I said, well, for? And they said, because we've got to shrink it. It's too big, otherwise we can't get it out. And we've got to break the jaw. We've got to open the mouth so we can get down to the back of the throat and try to cut it out. And once we cut it out, we've got to cut big margins all around, which means part of the back of the throat, the back of the tongue, the back of the palate, and all that has to be cut out. So, scary, yeah? We were so scared we ran away. We thought, oh no, I prefer him die. I really did. I thought, I'm not going to put him through that. And he said he wasn't talking. He just wasn't saying a damn word. He was so scared shitless. It was terrible. And then they said, we'll have to pull them teeth out too, because radiation will actually destroy the teeth. And as we'll be radiating after that, you won't have saliva. And so at night, you'll have to wear some things in your mouth with artificial saliva. Artificial saliva on top of it, which means they're putting something that's toxic back into the body after you're sick. I thought, oh, no, there's something wrong somewhere. And that's how we decided not to do chemo and radiotherapy. And we just went out and we thought, well, maybe it's better to die than go through that. You see, if you've got breast cancer or you've got kidney or you've got bowel or something, you think you can chop it off, but the head's a bit difficult to chop it off. Can't do much about it, you know. And the mouth, just when you have a sore throat, just swallowing, it's painful. So imagine if you start burning the back of your throat. I'm just telling you, if you're going down that road, it's hell. People that actually went down that road rang us up and said, if we had known that we would go to hell and back, we would have never done it. So anyway, so we didn't do it. We decided no. He said no. Actually, he didn't talk. I said no. I'm a big mouth. And anyway, so we started to research and we found out 3 important things. What feeds cancer? Sugar. Everything is sugar, which means bread, white bread, because it becomes carbs, it becomes sugar, pasta, potatoes, white rice. All those things actually become sugar. So we wiped those out. We wiped out everything that had sugar. We didn't even touch honey and we didn't even touch fruit in the beginning. We just wanted to starve the cancer. We thought if we starve it, it's still there, but it won't grow. So that was our logic. On top of it, he stopped eating for 3 days. He just drank water, alkaline water, which means we put bicarb in the alkaline water to bring up the pH until we found out other things. Anyway, so that was the first thing. Then starving for 3 days, then cutting out all sugars, and then getting as much alkaline food in the body. So you look at alkaline foods, you check out all alkaline foods, you only eat those. And we ate them raw, organic alkaline foods, lots of it. But I mean, we tried to flood our body with nutrients. And then we juiced 15 kilos of carrots a day with ginger, with garlic, with lime, with celery, with beetroot. He used to have between 6 to 8 glasses of juice a day. He became a little bit orange, his hands and his feet, but who cares? That wasn't important. The thing was, he never felt better. And on top of it, within 10 days, the tumor that was jutting out the side of his neck had actually reduced in size. We were taking photos of the primary tumor at the end of his mouth with a camera. You should have seen these 2 old ducks, 65, trying to discover all these incredible things that were on the net. People saying we were all mad. All our friends told us we were mad. Everyone laughed at us. Some cried. But it was a wakening up call that was the most incredible thing in our life. And it's been on the 12th of January, it'll be 3 years. And those 3 years have been the best 3 years of our lives. Not the first 6 months. The first 6 months we were scared shitless. In fact, the first 2 months, I cried every day. Prayed every day, prayed, and cried. And after 3 months, we knew we were on the right road. 6 months, he was still alive. The doctor said no more than 3 to 6 months at the very most. Christmas arrived, he was still alive, and we were celebrating with our 2 sons. A year passed, and we were saying, hooray, and then we heard that, no, you've got to hold at least 2 years. And we held 2 years, and 2 years he was still alive, and we're still good, both of us, and I had cancer in between time, and I thought, I don't care. I've been on the anti-cancer diet for 6 months, so who cares? I'm fine. And it was true, I was fine. They took out 25 centimeters of my colon, the sigmoid, but apart from that, I was good. Everything was functioning well. And since then, I've been on a journey to talk. Now, I'm a big talker. I've got a big mouth. I talk. On top of it, I'm French, so I speak French and English, so I do all these things in French and English. And if you're interested, in French, I've got Cancer, Groupe de Calédonie, and in English, I've just got my page, Darling Gaspard. And I've been very lucky. Very, very few people have said nasty things, and I'm just trying to share the knowledge because I'm 68 now. In January, on the 12th of January, it'll be 3 years. And we've told the doctors, but they don't want to hear our story. They don't want to know about it. I wish you all a wonderful day. Be happy, be healthy, and please stop eating the junk that they're giving us. Eat alkaline foods and stay healthy. God bless everyone.